All right, bring it in.
That's it.
Okay, cool. Where's Brian at? All right, somebody give a knife to Brian. Oh, good, he's well. Okay, cool. Like I said, in Krav Maga, we have a concept of the simultaneous block and attack. Okay, that's wrong. That's wrong. From here, the idea that I can block and punch at the same time, we get students training like this, and I hate it. You see this all the time in Krav Maga. People are doing this. Okay, let me tell you a secret. You can't block and punch effectively at the same time. All right. To be able to punch, I want to pull a shoulder back from here to engage with my hips. Okay, I can't pull all the way back, otherwise I lose the defense, but I need to have some shoulder in my defense. All right, I can't punch and block at the same time. Take the tombstone, right? It's like trying to do this. Okay, I can't get any body in here because I need a little bit of torque. All right, so if we take the knife, right, boom, either I punch first, I was ready, I make the movement. When he's coming in, boom, I punch him before he can either. The timing is very small, but I'm not going to wait. I'm not going to stand here, wait for him to come to me and block and punch at the same time. Or more reasonable, he shocked me. I wasn't ready. If I was ready, I'd be here. All right? I wasn't ready. He took a swing and I was here, boom, and my punch is going to come from here. All right, so that's why I say training like this. One, switch your hand, up, up. This isn't real. This doesn't exist and there's nothing to it. Attack, bam, here. Okay, attack, here, okay? So, yeah, the simultaneous one, not only is it not realistic, it doesn't actually work. You can't deliver any real force into your punch, not anything that's going to send your attacker back. All right, so the simultaneous punch, don't worry about it. Either punch them first, have your hand up there, boom, my hand is here, or I blocked, and then I'm going to punch. Here I suffer. My block suffers, and my punch suffers. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. Let's talk about an important topic, the straight stab. Right? So we start with what am I trying to accomplish? Okay, from here the stab is towards the chest. If I have range, I don't want to come close to do a forearm defense. I want him to stop coming at me far away. If I have to go in from here to do the forearm, I'm coming close. I said if you can keep your distance, that much better. Okay, switch hands. Now there's something unique about the straight stab, which is different from the other stabs. All right? These ones often come from a concealed, or from here I come in and attack. The straight stab, by definition, the knife has already been presented, which is pretty rare. I've spoken with a lot of people who've been stabbed, also in the military, also in civilian life, and by far the most common thing I ask them, when did you first see the knife? The most common answer I get is, I never saw the knife at all. We disengaged, and all of a sudden I felt I was getting punched, and all of a sudden I saw that I had holes. I was bleeding. Sometimes with adrenaline, they don't even feel it. I had one of my instructors, he was in Athens, a bouncer, and after a fight that they broke up, his friend says, you're bleeding. He goes, that's not my blood, it's one of theirs. You better check. He lifted up his shirt, his stomach was cut. I have a friend who took a knife to the lungs on duty, and he didn't even realize that the knife was there until the terrorists, while they were fighting, the terrorists had two knives. He managed to control the knife. He didn't realize that there was a knife sticking out of his ribs. And when he managed to control that knife, the terrorists pulled out the knife out of his ribs and his lungs deflated. And that's when he realized. So most of the times we don't see the knife. Okay, the exception is when it's used in intimidation. We see this more in criminality because most people don't threaten soldiers who are armed with rifles with a knife here. That's not a very good strategy. But in civilian life, we can see something that from here turns into something like this, turns into something like that. All right, so let me give you a framework to work with. Okay, I don't care if it's a slash, I don't care if it's a straight stab, I don't care if it's an overhand. The only thing I care about is where is the strike coming in relationship to my hands. Okay, Anything that comes from outside of my hands from above is going to be blocked and is going to be stopped from coming in. Okay. Anything that comes from inside, bring your hands up. Anything that comes from the inside is going to be deflected outwards. Okay. And the key is where my hand position is. All right. Because from here, okay, what's the defense against a straight punch? Okay, stand here, stand here. Okay, inside defense or outside defense? What's the defense against a straight punch? Everybody agrees it's an inside, yeah? Cool, face them. Okay, yeah, what's the defense against a straight punch? Outside defense, yeah, right? Okay, because it matters in relationship to my hands, not in relation to what he's throwing. So same thing, if I'm stabbing a straight stab towards his chest, if his hands are up, he's going to deflect. Okay, if his hands are down, there's only one way he can go. He can only go up. Okay, if his hands were up, he had some good behavior, but from here, my knife is coming from down here. I'm stabbing towards his chest, but I'm coming from down here. He's going to block it. He doesn't care to see, wait a second, are you gripping like this, or are you gripping like this? Anything that comes from down low is going to be stopped in. All right, so that's why we understand that the straight stab towards the chest, when I say straight, not coming up from down here, but I'm talking about a straight stab here, usually the knife is already presented. We can see it coming. It's by definition coming from up to up. All right, because if it was coming from down here, I'd block it. I'd stop it from coming up. Okay, that's useful information that I can work with. Because if he's from here waving the knife in front of me, well, first thing, I'm going to take a step back or two, and I'm going to try to get out my Zig Zauer. Okay? The second thing, if I can't make a go for my weapon, is I'm going to try to improve my situation. He's waving the knife here. Okay? I'm going to start to blade myself out. I'm going to bring my hands close to my body, not in a fighting stance, and I'm going to start blading myself, making myself a narrower target. So now from here, when he makes a stab, it's easier for me to deflect. If I'm just standing here, from here it's going to be harder. I have more to pass, okay? So that's why the context of the situation is important, okay? From here I see him waving the knife. First of all, if I have the range, I'm going to stop him. In this range, something like that, I can use a deflection, okay? But if he's stabbing from down here, okay, I'm not going to wait to find out what it is. I'm going to stop it from coming in. Make sense? Okay, so that's a little bit of, how can I say, context or packaging for this straight stab defense. And when you're training with your training partner, sometimes my training partner, his mind is somewhere else, and we're working straight. And if he's stabbing from here, you block. If he's stabbing from out here, you're going to deflect. But what happens if he caught you off guard and your hands are here? What are you going to do? You're going to block up. Okay, so we have inside and outside defenses in Krav Maga. And the rule holds true, it's relevant to the attack, to my hands. That's all that matters here, because that's going to be the quickest response. From here, if he's stabbing a straight stab, and from here I have to go 1, 2, that's going to be way too late. Okay, what I want you to do now with your training partners is from here the straight stab, okay? He has the knife in front, I see it. Okay, wait a second. From here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to blade myself and I'm going to bring my hands up close to me. From here, when he makes a stab, this is going to be my defense. I want it to slide in. This. My elbow is what needs to come in first to close off my center line. I'm going to lean off away from it. From here, this. All right, and now I keep this close and I'm going to strike. I'm not going to try to grab or hold or anything like that because I can lose it very quickly. My goal at this point is to disengage. So from here, when he makes a stab, here. This is my defense, okay? It's good control. It was touching, just that was a love tap, okay? Here, okay, he's obviously going to recoil his hand, and from here I maintain, okay? I end up in these positions. If he managed to create separation, what do? I want to separate, okay? If I can't separate for any reason, I can push in and I can use tools like my underhooks. Okay, so this is how we're working. My partner is holding the knife. Wait. I bring my hands up and I'm going to start to blade myself. When he comes to stab, I'm going to lead in with my elbow and I'm going to drive forward, keeping my elbow in. He's not going to stay here like a dummy. He's going to pull his hand back and I'm going to attach myself, punch, and I'm going to disengage from here. Clear? What happens if it's in this hand? Okay, yeah? Cool. A bit closer, right, in this right? Okay, I have timing. If he's waving the knife in this hand, I can blade myself this way. It's going to be that much more effective. If I got caught off guard, and from here I had to defend, this now becomes a problem because I can block, but because of the crook of the elbow, it comes in. So from here, I can block and I can switch hands. I can use this hand. I need to pull back as I drive in, and this hand is going to swap this hand. But now from here I'm on the inside, so either I catch myself, see again and again these positions lend themselves in, or from here if he's pulling back strongly after the hammer strike, I'm pulling back too. Okay, so we have forearm defense on this side, and if he changes, remember what I said, if Brian's brain is somewhere else, which happens from time to time, especially after you get hit in the head so many times as he does, I'm ready to respond correctly. I'm not just going for a given that this is the technique that we're doing. But now from here, I can block, I can control, and I can strike. Okay? 3, 2, 1.